Hi, in this video I'm reviewing the Blueair 211 Plus air purifier, and this is it here. And I recently got this maybe a couple months ago now because we were having a lot of wildfires in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I just really needed something to help filter out that smoke. And actually, as of this video, we're still having some wildfires, although the air quality is a bit better than it had been. But I am very happy with this and really liked the fact that it was able to clear out the smoke from my indoor environment quite well. And there's a lot of good air purifiers out there, but one of the things in my research that I really liked about the Blueair is that the filter inside is completely 100% recyclable. Some of the other air purifiers, when you replace the filter inside, you have to actually throw it away and it just contributes to landfill, whereas this one is completely recyclable. The other thing that I like is the outside pre-filter here. The fabric is something that's washable right here. This is a fabric, so you can see right here, there's a fabric filter that goes on there. That's washable, so that's nice. So every month or so you can actually just throw that in your laundry and wash it. Or, you know, as dust and lint gather on here, you can just vacuum it too with a vacuum. It also comes with another color fabric filter here. As you can see, this sort of blue color. I kind of wish it came with a navy. I think a navy filter would look really good. The other thing is these pre-filters are pretty cheap. They're only like 10 bucks or something. So that's another plus. Also, these filters come in a few other colors, depending on like your preference and your decor. I don't know, they've got a pink one, they've got a mustard yellow one. So yeah, you can kind of, make it look, you can kind of like dress up the unit itself to look, kind of any way that you want. This one, it looks black, but it's actually kind of a dark gray, kind of a charcoal gray. They also have one that's a gray as well, like a light gray. But I would like to see a navy one. I think navy would look kind of cool. So the unit is actually on right now on low, and you probably can't hear anything. Let me be quiet for a second. Yeah, so on low, it's really quite whisper quiet. I really do like that aspect. One thing to note is it actually took me 2 tries to get one that was not defective. The first one that I received on low made kind of a humming noise, kind of a motor humming noise on low that was louder than the sound of the air. And from everything that I had read, it's supposed to really be whisper quiet. So the second unit I got in actually is quieter. So that's something to watch out for. I really like the design of it. Blueair is a Swedish company, although they are now owned by Unilever, which is a big, huge American conglomerate that makes Tide and, I don't know, I think Dove and just a whole bunch of other products. I don't know if that's necessarily good or bad, but in some ways it's probably good because they have more of a distribution network, so you can easily get replacement filters and actually get the unit itself as well. So that's a plus in that respect. Replacement filters on these, again, the pre-filter on the outside is only about 10 bucks and the internal filter is only about 70 bucks. And it's also not only a particle filter, but also a charcoal filter in there as well. And I'll take off the top and show you that. So it's real easy to operate. It has 3 speeds. Right now it's on the lowest. And then it has like this little touch button right here. There's no other buttons. This is the button right here. So now it's on low. Let's turn it on medium. You just tap it. So that's how it sounds on medium. And then let's go to high. So not an offensive sound at all. High is certainly quite loud, but it of course will clean the air a lot better. And then you can just tap it again to be off. The LEDs light up kind of bright when you first tap it, and then it dims after I think 30 seconds so that you can have it like in a bedroom or something like that and have it not be too bright. It's still on when it's dim, but just not really bright. And then when you see the LED go to yellow, that means it's time to replace the filter or getting close. So you should think about ordering another internal filter. They say that they last about 6 months with continuous use. And I don't think it actually reads how dirty the filter is. It might just be based on time. I'm not really sure. But then when the LED turns red, it means it's time to replace the filter. And then once you replace the filter, you can actually reset that by turning it on and then pressing on the button for 3 seconds, and then that'll reset that indicator. Let me go ahead and open this and I'll show you what it looks like inside. It's real easy to do. You just have to use 2 hands, so I'll have to put the camera down, but there's a little push button here, one on each side, and you just push that in with 2 hands and then lift this top piece off. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the top piece off. It's not real heavy or anything, pretty light. You just lift that off, and then here is the inside. So this is the actual filter in here, and you can see I can pull this all the way out. And what's kind of cool about this again is this whole filter here is completely recyclable, and it's actually foldable as well. So when you get it, it's actually flat. It ships flat like this, you know, in a package. So it's kind of a cool design. And again, it's just really nice that this whole thing is recyclable. And then you can kind of see here's the bottom sort of housing or cage. And let me go ahead and put this back in here. It just goes right in like that very easily. Just sort of pops in there. You can kind of see the black part in there is the charcoal, so that's good for odors and VOCs. That filters out odors and VOCs. And then you saw when I lifted this out, the particle filter mechanism is there. It's a very efficient design because you've got 4 different surfaces of air being filtered. So it's taking in air through the pre-filter fabric on all 4 sides, through the filter on all 4 sides, and then the air is coming up, you know, through the top. So I think it's you know, a good design. And you're getting a lot more filtration than just like a single panel filter that some air filters have. So I really like the modular design of this. As you can see, it does look pretty cool. It is made in China, although Blueair is a Swedish company. And some of their older models or higher end models were actually made in Sweden, but this particular model from this series is made in China. And let's go ahead and turn it back on here now that I've got it all back together. You just tap that. You can totally sleep with it in the room if you have it in your bedroom and barely even notice. As you see here, I kind of have it next to my computer desk, and it's a little bit on the big side. I mean, it's not too big. It doesn't take up much floor space. It is a little bit on the big side. You know, they say this model can actually filter rooms or spaces up to like something like 550 or 560 square feet. On the plus side, it being kind of big means that it can filter more on the lower speed, you know, without you having to turn it on a high speed. And then the other thing is I kind of have high ceilings as well. So I think it is pretty right sized for the room that I'm in here. But you know, when I first got this and unpacked it, it was fairly large. It really does work very well. It filters out not only odors and VOCs, but also, you know, particles and bacteria and germs and things like that, down to, I believe, 1 micron. Now, Blueair has a technology that they call HEPA silent. They don't actually call it a HEPA filter. But if you go to their website, they have an explanation of that, and they actually say that their HEPA silent technology actually filters out better than HEPA filters. Now, that is information coming from Blueair themselves, but you know, I don't know if they would make that claim if they can't really back it up. They say that their filters actually filter out lower particles than even HEPA filters, and you know, more of those particles as well. Part of the reason is that the filter mechanism has some kind of polymer charge on it, which actually electrostatically charges some of the particles that flow through it. And that way that makes those particles stick to the filter a little bit better than without that electrostatic charge. So it does have that added feature versus just being a basic filter. It has that electrostatic aspect of it as well. It does not produce any ozone at all into the air or into the room, so that's something that you should note. Blueair states that their air purifiers produce no ozone whatsoever into the environment. Let me go ahead and show you the box that this came in. So I got mine on Amazon, and I'll post a link in the description field for where you can get this on Amazon for a good price. This is the outer shipping box that it came in, and then inside was the actual product box. So it does come double boxed. And let me go ahead and show you what this box looks like. All right, and this is the actual product box here. You can see it's Blue by Blueair, 360-degree air intake, 1-button control, choice of colored pre-filters, odor removal, carbon filter. And then I'll scroll down here and show you some of the specs on the box that you can see. And then kind of going around the box, you can kind of just see, they've got nice packaging on the box. So this has been my look at the Blueair 211 Plus air purifier. I really recommend it and have been quite impressed with the quality of the air being improved in my home. And I like the general design and look of it, and also the general feature set, as well as the fact that the filters aren't super expensive and they're 100% recyclable when it comes time to dispose of them. and the fact that you can kind of customize the outer fabric pre-filter as well, and the fact that those are washable. So definitely one of the better air purifiers in my opinion that you could get. Thanks for watching. Questions, comments, or feedback, please feel free to leave them, and I'll see you in my next video.